Got something I want to share with you today, and it's something I feel like I just can't stay silent about any longer. I honestly feel like something inside of me burns every time that I hear this story, and it happens over and over and over again in my little office sanctuary. So usually she arrives in a bit of a bluster, and with good reason, because things feel really out of control in her body. Most of the time, we dive right into a long list of random symptoms and things that seem totally disconnected and often come and go in a seemingly unpredictable way. But the pain is real, and her body is obviously on the verge of a crisis, and though she may not be willing to admit it, she's kind of collapsing in my big velvety teal blue chair. Sometimes, though, she arrives in style and keeps it all together and starts with telling me how well she's doing with all the things, eating organic, getting to yoga or to the gym, taking all her supplements, not getting too stressed out. And the thing is, she's right about all that. She's doing amazing considering what she's up against. It takes a while longer in these cases to get to the heart of it, and in some cases, it's not until we get a lab test back that shows the deep underlying fatigue or the invisible stress or inflammation or infection that is threatening to unravel her brave facade. And it's then that she finally lets the tears begin to fall and admits that she's really overwhelmed and feeling stretched beyond her limits. Sometimes she comes in already with a pile of labs, having seen all the doctors who've decided she's a bit of a hypochondriac maybe, and maybe she has a new diagnosis that came along with a dead end sign, and that leaves her kind of parked on a new medication or just learning to live with feeling terrible for the rest of her life, and she's looking for a glimmer of hope. Other times she shows up on fire and doing great, but running at a breakneck pace that she can't see is headed straight for a wall. I always hope I'm wrong about this, but sadly the burnout is all too real, and I've seen it way too many times. Sometimes she's in recovery from an emergency hospital moment or reeling from some other crisis and the shock, and she's trying to pick up the pieces and make sense of what just happened. Regardless of how she shows up, though, there are some common threads that I can always tease out. So first, the women who find their way into my office are unbelievably powerful and brave. They are holding families and businesses and friends and parents and communities, networks, and they're taking care of literally 10,000 things a day, and they reliably report to me that they're not that stressed out, maybe 7 out of 10. But on the heels of that first point is that they are not very aware of how stressed out their bodies are. They have this capacity to keep going, to push through, to show up for the ones they love and the mission that they are on, despite an enormous level of what I would call stress. On my scale, they're really at a 15 out of 10. So third is that they are on a mission, although they might not always say so. This might be a mission to raise and educate their kids in a new and better way. In this changing world, it might be building a conscious business to serve the communities that they so lovingly tend. It might be a leadership position in a business or in a community they represent. It might be consulting or coaching other women, or launching a nonprofit, or courageously sharing their art or their music or their words. But whatever the case, the key is that they are giving their life force and their energy to that mission in a way that is beyond what I would call sustainable. Even if they're financially crushing it, they are living on what I call high interest energy credit cards, and they're maxed. Lastly, their body is giving them signs in no uncertain terms and ringing the alarm bells to let them know that if they keep up the pace of their life in the way that they're currently going, that they are headed for a breakdown on the side of the road, or worse, as in they are running on fumes. But there's more to the story, and this is the part that really gets to me every time. Because these amazing, humble, powerful, beautiful, brave, and extraordinary feminine leaders have been entirely failed by our medical system. She has been told, for example, that she should be able to keep up the pace, this breakneck pace that the industry has set for her. She has been told that her body is like a machine, and that if she just does the routine maintenance and checkup, that everything should be fine. And because oftentimes her labs come back normal, She has often been told that it's all in her head, or that she might just need some anti-anxiety or antidepressive medication to help herself get over herself and just get back to work. So she feels entirely unseen and unheard, and has often been treated like she's crazy or hysterical when she asks about other alternatives, or when the treatments she's been offered are refused or don't work or make things worse or seem just way too risky. And nobody has really taken the time to ask her what is really going on in her life, to see the bigger picture, to help her decipher the messages that her body is sending in an intelligent but desperate attempt to help her come back into balance, to restore her natural rhythms, to find her way in this crazy, out of balance, masculine-dominated world. So what is it like to move through this man's world in a feminine body? What is it like to hold space for the death of that world and to empathetically experience it firsthand in the cells and the cycles and the delicately tuned fibers of your body? What is it like to push and push and push, only to realize that there's no midwife, no one holding you, that and to be told that there's nothing wrong, just keep pushing. What's it like to feel preyed upon or violated or persecuted or disadvantaged, to be told your body is inferior, to feel fundamentally out of sync with the way the world supposedly works and just have to man up and ignore your body as a woman? We have done a terrible disservice to our sisters and our mothers and our grandmothers and our wives, and especially our daughters. And yes, in so many ways, though we have begun a transition, it is still a man's world. But women have also become complicit at times in supporting and collaborating and keeping up this illusion that this way of living is fine. And it's okay, I'm fine, it's fine. It is not fine. No. Fine is not fine. Nobody was born to be fine, much less these extraordinary women who are risking their lives to change the world for the better. We are in a time when we are literally beyond the verge of a global catastrophe, and what we need most in the world is for these women that are coming into my office to be healthy, to be strong, to be vibrant and radiant and embodied in their feminine leadership and power, and to feel supported, that their doctor and their healthcare system have their back no matter what, that we truly understand what they're facing and we have the tools and resources to help. And what our healthcare system has done instead is to disempower them, to keep them stuck in the illusion of the quick fix, to disconnect them from their inner body wisdom, and to tell them it's normal to feel fine, to feel tired, to feel bloated or hormonal or moody or depressed, anxious, foggy, inflamed, isolated, in pain. That's our great American normal. That is absolutely not what I want from my daughters. It's not what I want for my wife. It's not what I want for my mom and my sisters. It's not what I want for my patients. And every day I do what I can. I do my best to help them, but it feels like a very, very, very tiny drop in a very, very, very large bucket, even on the very, very, very best of my days. What is possible is beyond their imagination and mine. What's possible makes Wonder Woman look like a toy, with all due respect. But it requires that they reclaim their birthright as women. It requires that they relearn how to access what I call their vibrant body wisdom, and what the ancient Taoists would call the seeds of destiny. It's not something I can teach them in one session or even 10. And in a way, it's not something I can teach them at all. But it is something I can see and help them to see and to access. I can see the light in each one of these amazing feminine leaders that arrives in my office, and the truth that what is happening to her is precisely the result of that light doing its utmost to shine and to unveil all the obstacles that keep her buried under this long list of weird symptoms and unsolvable diagnoses. To access that vibrant body wisdom, we have to do a lot of unlearning, and then we have to relearn the things we've forgotten. We have to remember how to listen to these whispers and these subtle cries of this precious human body. We have to learn a new language, We have to access that vibrant body wisdom. And to do this, we need to surround ourselves with others who are learning and committed to that same path, learning to speak that same language. The female body is a highly refined instrument of divine design, and it's inextricably connected to all of life in this veritable symphony of sounds and vibrations and subtle currents and monumental tides. It's a supreme mystery that must be adored and revered, and most importantly, befriended. So what I can do is to help her to learn to listen again, to decipher the messages, to restore this connection and trust in what she's feeling and experiencing, to reflect back to her own inner wisdom, and to help her see beyond this list of symptoms to the greater design and the sacred intelligence that is beckoning her towards her destiny. What I can do is hold her hand as she rediscovers this earth beneath her feet, the unfathomable wisdom in her bones and in her womb and in her blood and on this secret altar of her heart, and hold space as she rekindles this connection to her inner doctor and discovers that the medicine she seeks flows from within. I've spent the last 27 years studying medicine, and I've spent tens of thousands of hours learning from doctors who understand that the body is not a simple machine, but a sublime vehicle for the expression of our soul's purpose, and that health is not simply the freedom from disease or the absence of annoying symptoms, but it's literally the foundation for us to build our new body and our new world upon. I've spent the last 16 years working as an acupuncturist, and the last 10 as a doctor of Eastern and functional medicine, and I've given thousands of treatments, mostly to women, many of whom have told a story very similar to the ones here, and probably not surprisingly similar to yours. What I regret is that it's taken me this long to see that although the one-on-one treatments that I give on a day-to-day basis provide a lot of relief and may have worked many a tiny miracle, it's been up until now that I wasn't able until now to hold a bigger container for a more comprehensive solution and transformation. All too often, what happens is these women come in and then they disappear again. They're swept away by the busy, hectic, chaotic current of their lives and all the things they're caring for in this unraveling modern world. All too often, they begin to get better, but then they get distracted or demanded somewhere else, and their moment for self-care just disappears. Sometimes they come back months later, but often they're in much worse shape than before. So what I can humbly offer from this experience is a safe place to bring your heart and your story and your list of confusing and misunderstood symptoms. I can offer a gentle companionship and the wisdom that God has given me along the road to help guide you as you come back home, so you can feel at ease in your sacred center. I can offer a container where you can remember who you are and learn from the moments when you lost your way, and help you find your path back to this vibrant, inspired, energetic, radiant leader that your heart is calling you to become. I can offer an apprenticeship in how to care for this precious human body, a curriculum in translating the messages that the body sends us on a daily basis, so that you can befriend your greatest ally in bringing your life's work into fruition. There is no one-pill wonder cure, but I can help you find your remedy. It's not an easy road, but it is remarkably simple. I'm sorry, but I cannot fix it. But together we can get to the root so that you can truly heal. The best way I can help you is if you're willing to commit to working together over the next 7 months, so that we can work through the multiple layers and multi-dimensions of what has created this health crisis, and we can begin to unwind the patterns that are keeping you stuck there. Chances are this is a health crisis that is 20 years or more in the making, so really 7 months is just a start, but in that time we can make monumental progress. We can get you back to feeling like your beautiful, radiant, confident self, and establish healthy habits that will last you a lifetime. Restore your natural rhythms of your nervous system and your adrenals and your hormones, and improve your sleep and mood and focus, and bring peace back to your digestive system, eliminate the hidden toxins and infections and negative belief systems, and reduce inflammation to the point where you may not even know it's there. In that time, we can also lay the foundation for lasting health, for aging beautifully and gracefully, and empower you to become your own first and best healthcare provider. Restore trust and joy in this relationship with your body, and establish a deep and lasting connection with that inner, vibrant body wisdom that will guide you to the end of your days and beyond. Perhaps more importantly, we can rediscover your deep heart mission and rekindle this call to shine your radiant light as a feminine leader in this time of great need, and to do it in a way that not only speaks of the innate value of your truth in your voice, but also deeply and lovingly embodies that truth and nurtures you in the process of serving those you love most. Because we have to lead by example. And this crisis in your health is asking you to lead with the example of listening to your inner doctor, that voice that's asking you to slow way, way, way down, and to ask for help and give yourself the permission to take time to heal and do whatever it takes to learn how to take better care of this body of yours. So if this story rings a bell and resounds in your heart of hearts, if she is you or someone you know and love dearly, this is an invitation to reach out for help. Because now more than ever, we cannot do it alone. And if there is any way that I can help you, I'm here to lend a hand. There is an opportunity to work closely with me over the next 7 months. And I do have limited space, but there are also other ways I can help. And we can talk and decide what is the best fit. So the best place to start is to reach out and schedule a call, what I call a return to center call. And we'll get on the phone or on Zoom, and I'll help you get clear on what's happening and how to get to the root of what's causing this health crisis, and help you get back in your calm and clear center, give you some options for how to get to support. There's no obligation, just an opportunity to get some seasoned feedback from a fellow traveler. My time is limited though and precious, and I'm blocking out hours when I could be helping other patients. So I just ask that those who schedule are serious about showing up and getting support. I know deep down in my bones and in the very center of the heart of my heart that what is on the horizon is a new way of being for both men and women. And I know from firsthand and hard-earned experience that it is the women who must lead us there. Only thing between where you are right now and your place of embodied and radiant, confident feminine leadership in that new and brighter and more vibrant future is to master the lessons in true health and well-being, and to restore right relationship with your sacred body. So if you heard your story here today, or the story of someone you know and love, and if your health is keeping you from shining your bright and beautiful light and voice in service to this greater mission, now is the time. This is your moment to act. Please reach out using the link here, reply to this email, or text us at the number below, or schedule on our website at alchemia.life. Again, a deep bow to your heart, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you so much.